If you want to make espresso at home, you can spend several hundreds or even €1,000 on an electric espresso machine. Or you can grab a manual espresso maker like this one, Cafflano Kompresso, that costs around €60. The ultimate question is, can it make real espresso?
Aleš, are you sure you know how to make an espresso?
Alright, so we have a big news. Before we get started, I want to introduce you our new team member, Tomo Latza. Tomo is an experienced barista and coffee professional who passed the world's most difficult exam in 2019. And of course, he's also a good friend, so we asked him to help us testing and reviewing coffee products on this channel. We are starting with Cafflano Kompresso, so what are we going to learn, Tomo?
When you look at Cafflano Kompresso, it's a very compact and lightweight coffee maker. It weighs only up to 200 grams and costs around €60. As most of Cafflano other products, Kompresso also launched on Kickstarter, raising over $80,000 back in 2017. Let's have a look at all the parts. So this is piston with a red piston gasket, transparent chamber, shower screen with silicone O-ring, basket filter with stainless steel, tamping scoop and espresso cup. So you probably ask how this can generate enough pressure to make an espresso. If we wanted to produce 9 bars on the filter basket surface, we would need to apply a force of about 160 kilograms, which wouldn't be possible by pressing with your hand. So Cafflano solved this problem by making the chamber narrower. That reduced necessary force for generating 6 to 9 bars of pressure to only 30 to 54 kilograms. That seems possible, right? Now let's make some coffee. Wow, this tastes really good. Let's do it again and I'll show you our recipe in detail. We are using 13.5 grams of coffee, fine grind size, about 13 clicks on Comandante grinder. We figured out we can grind directly to filter basket by attaching it to Comandante grinder. Firmly tamp coffee with a tamping scoop, ideally with your thumbs, to keep it level. Then screw filter basket into the chamber. Do it gently. It's enough to use only 3 fingers because too much force can damage the O-ring. Pour the 94° Celsius water into a chamber to fill it up just above the 60 ml mark. Attach the piston and wait until 10 seconds. Press with your elbow and try to maintain the pressure until the piston reaches the bottom. You should finish pressing at about 1 minute. And here is a beautiful espresso shot that's about 27 grams, what makes it approximately 1:2 brew ratio. There are a few things you need to use to get the best possible coffee from Kompresso. Number 1. Coffee scale. To prepare a tasty espresso, every gram or even milligram matters and influences the taste. That's why it's essential to use precise scale and weigh your coffee. Number 2. Coffee beans. You can use both filter and espresso roast. If your goal is a richer and sweeter cup with eye-catching crema, it's better to use espresso roast like us. To speak about crema, it's important to understand factors that influence it. Freshness. Fresher coffee will have more crema, roast profile. Darker roasts will have substantially bigger crema. And coffee species, Arabica versus Robusta. Robusta will always produce much more crema than Arabica coffees. Number 3. Grinder. We used a Comandante grinder that offers great consistency and precision. But if you don't have one, more affordable grinder, such as Hario, should work as well, although it might be harder to dial in and get the best extraction. Now, let's share some practical tips with you. There are 3 methods how you can press with Kompresso. First method is by pressing with your hand. It's physically demanding and it might hurt your palm a bit. You also won't make so much force like the other 2 methods. Second method is by pressing with your palms and pulling with your fingers. This method creates more force, but I find it challenging to maintain the same pressure until the end, and also it requires quite some strength in your grip. Third method is pressing with your elbow. It's my favorite method because I can use my body weight, keep the same force all the time, and it doesn't hurt. I measured I can put around 60 kilograms of force with my elbow instead of just 30 with my hand. If you press down too easily, you can either add more coffee or grind finer. Vice versa, if no coffee is coming out in about 10 seconds, you can use less coffee, grind coarser, but you should stop because you can damage the filter basket. And I definitely recommend you to stir the espresso before tasting. The strong oily liquid layer at the bottom will mix with more water layer on the top and you will have a better tasting experience. If you don't have a grinder that matches the filter basket, you can use small espresso paper cup. Cut the bottom and use it as a funnel to put ground coffee inside. And now everyone's favorite part, cleaning. So first pull up the piston to get the fresh air, then press until you hear the fizz sound. Use paper towel for quick cleaning and clean both sides of the shower screen and filter basket. If you want to clean properly, use soap. Let's answer our initial question. Can Kompresso make an espresso? And the answer is yes. Kompresso can make a solid espresso. I would dare to say we got as close as 90% to what it would taste like from expensive professional espresso machine. Pretty impressive for a 60 euros coffee maker, don't you think? Of course, there are things we liked and disliked, so let's look at them right now. So let's start with the pros. The 60 euros price tag make it one of the most affordable espresso makers on the market. So if you want to try espresso, you won't spend all your pocket money on it. It's great for travels. You can pack it in your bag and take it anywhere with you thanks to its lightweight composition. For espresso lovers who enjoy crema, this will be a good choice because it can produce really eye-catching crema. And there is no need to use any electricity and wait long for any preheating. And now let's talk about some cons. It's not really for beginners because you need some practice to dial in the recipe to get good tasting espresso. Also, you need a good grinder that can grind for espresso. It's not very easy to press, so you have to apply a lot of manual force. That's why it might be not for everyone. It's very hard to level with the temper and the coffee keeps sticking to the bottom of it. And the plastic espresso cup delivers rather unpleasant drinking experience. That's it from us today. Was it hard to find the right recipe for you? Are you happy with the espresso it makes? Let us know down in the comments and see you next time.